Joining me is former Hereford United physio Simon Shakeshaft. Simon, how does it feel to be back?
Very strange actually, but ultimately it always gives me a nice warm feeling coming back to Edgar Street. It's just always considered it to be home when I was doing the job, and obviously went away and worked for other clubs and still always thought about Edgar Street as my home. That smell in the medical room that used to be there is no longer there now. It's just, it's just such a really good feeling.
You became Hereford physio in 1994. How did you get the job?
I qualified, I did my necessary qualifications, and then I went and did an FA course, and I was actually working at the factory health centre with a good friend of mine, very good physio called Tim Holt, who was sort of my mentor when I was studying. And one morning I got a phone call to say that there'd been an issue with Hereford needing a physio for the following evening for a game, and could I give them a call. So I spoke to Robin Fry and Greg Downs and John Layton and did the game on the Tuesday, and spoke to them on the Wednesday, and they said, would you want to give it a week and see if we like you and you like us, and go from there. Well, I did the week, and much to Andy Morris's disappointment at Westfields, I took the job here, obviously.
Are any games that stick out in the memory for you?
Oh, there's plenty. The one that really does stick out though was the Tottenham Hotspur away in the FA Cup. I know we got a bit of a trouncing, and John Brough got a bit of a rollicking off the lads for his comment after the first game when he was asked how difficult it was to mark Teddy Sheringham, and he said, I'd have harder games in training against Steve White. I said, you've just written the manager's team talk for them down there. The whole experience going down there, but at the end of the game, Graham Turner got everyone, the players, even Keith the kit man and myself, and all onto the pitch to go and applaud the fans, 4,400 fans there, and it was unbelievable. It was hairs on the back of your neck time standing up, just that, because they sang all the way through the game, and it was just amazing.
Since you left Hereford, you've had some health issues. Can you talk through what's happened?
It's not something I talk about quite a lot, to be fair. I mean, obviously everybody knows about the testicular cancer thing and what went on there, and that's well publicised because I was obviously working at Shrewsbury Town when that came back. And so, yeah, I've done a lot to try and raise awareness of male cancers and trying to support men in similar positions, because we don't talk about it, do we, as men? But then 7 or 8 years ago, I fell over in the garden, believe it or not, like a proper old man, and broke my arm and broke my ankle, and things just spiralled from there, really, and hence why I'm sitting in a wheelchair today. But you always got to try and stay strong mentally, which is difficult at times, but I do, and I still look out for the Hereford results, and football keeps me sane, as it were. And obviously I collect the football shirts, as you might know, especially the Hereford United ones, and I've written a few books and involved in shirts now, quite sadly, really.
And what do you think about the Phoenix rise of Hereford FC?
I think it's fantastic. It was devastating. I always associate the day the club folded, the old club folded, as being like Brighton in May '97 when we were relegated. That's just so difficult to explain to supporters of other clubs who've never been in that position. And relegation at the Football League then was so much more traumatic, I think. And that day was horrendous all the way around. It was like suffering a bereavement. That's how I described it, and it still feels like that now. And then when the old club went, it was just like part of you being taken away. So to see it rise like it has, and obviously we all know that it's going to get tougher as they progress further, but it's just fantastic to see. It really is. And of course, the icing on the cake was the Wembley appearance and the first season in the Vars. I know that it didn't end well, but the fact that the old club had never played at Wembley, and the first season of the new club, there's some justice in the fact that they went and played at the new Wembley Stadium.